All right, and we're in, boys. Hello, welcome to the Regulators for another week. Terry Van Horn, SEO Pros, SEO Dojo, and everywhere. How you doing, buddy?
Good, Dave.
Excellent, man. Awesome. You had the music pumping earlier to get the mood flowing, buddy.
Yeah. Fighting the
dragon. Steve Garrett's here, Steam Driven Media. How you doing?
Hello, hello.
I haven't fucked that up in like months, man.
I know.
It's like, wow. God, it's like I've been doing it for a year or two or three or four. All right. So, yeah, I was just saying it seemed like a bit of a slow news week. I don't know, Terry. Either that or I'm just tired and wasn't in the mood because I was looking at things going, I can't even bother making fun of that. No. Like, Steve, it's getting so there's not even stuff we can bitch and laugh at because it's just so common. It's like,
yeah.
It's like everywhere.
Oh, I think there's a lot of people. When it's quiet like this, you know what I think. Everybody's head down, disavowing them links, man.
It's not bad. Everyone's getting ready for Penguins, so.
Yeah.
It's heating up, dude. Everyone's out there disavowing 6 months is up. Go.
Yeah, going to celebrate the Queen's birthday and Penguin. We get to celebrate two things on that day, Dave.
Yeah, you think it's somewhere between there and the Memorial Day weekend, right?
Look, everyone has lined up. If you take 2012 and drop it on top of 2013, they line up. On the
Friday. Terry, have you noticed? We have the exact same days every year.
Yeah.
365, I believe, every time.
Except for once out of every 4, it's different.
Yeah, but that could be anything. That could be algorithmic with the way they're doing it.
It could be a leap year, too.
We'll see. But it's, they may delay it now that we're kind of deciding. Or maybe they aren't going to say fuck all anymore. I hope they don't.
Yeah, personally, yeah.
I wish they'd just be quiet. Like, not say anything and let us go about our work.
Well, it's like when they started getting even more clarity or whatever, transparency, whatever you want to call it. And Terry, they were doing the weather reports again, remember? For like 6 months, Google was telling you every little change they made, and they were putting it out publicly. That didn't last long, dude. Nope. They changed your mind on that one. Like, no.
Huh. There's people making money by republishing our list. We need to stop that.
Yeah.
Well, it was also telling people what they were working on.
Well, and people jumping on bandwagons and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Because all it was like a one-line sentence of the generality of what it was, but people would latch on to it. Oh, Google's done this.
Yeah, but there was kind of a freshness theme to every one of those.
A lot of them. We were categorizing them. Yeah, I was categorizing them, so yeah.
Yeah, you think that it was just coincidence that all of a sudden people were changing the dates to make their stuff appear fresher? No, SEO
could be something in there.
Stuff like that? No, never.
Well, just add another layer to the algorithm.
Yeah.
I already have this information. What's changed? Oh, the date.
Hey, man, I was tracking them, and even the numbers like 1.21 and whatever shit like that, man. I was like, but yes, that's gone. So I don't know.
What more can they clarify about what we shouldn't be doing? Like, is there anything left? I don't know of anything that you can scale that's left. I'm sure there's people who are think about it that much that they're trying to scale that stuff, but
no. But if you're a crash and burn guy, I'm sure you could still scale as long as you find that threshold between Penguin and a manual, right?
And if
ramp up your Penguin hits, hit the button, start over. But
yeah,
if you're really good at keeping your stuff private and keeping your mouth shut, I know some guys that are still doing very well like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But again, they don't do blog posts. They don't talk about what they're doing. They don't say, "Hey, look at this thing that works." They keep their mouth shut, their head down, and they just make money.
Imagine that! Wow, imagine that, Steve. What a concept!
One of those. Hey, look what I discovered about Twitter. If you put your link here, you get a follow link from Twitter. And since Twitter passes PR around, it could be a PR7 link. Thank you. Thanks for going ahead and blowing that up, folks.
Yeah. or even syndicate. You know, they'd always can't give specific tactics, or you can't. You never know who's lurking, kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
fucking cloaked discussions. Oh, I don't know, Terry. We'll just try and see how long we can drag this out here. Where I dragged a good 6 minutes out there. So, oh, hold on, before I even throw a story out there. So since last week, Terry, what have we done? We had a hangout on the Geeks with Dan Thies, Dom Hodgson on just forensic SEO in general, including lots of time on links.
Lots of gold there, folks. Check out the clips on the website. Yeah, there's lots of good stuff there.
On Friday, we did a hangout with the members, and Mark Traphagen jumped in. Our boy Josh Mashinsky, I believe it is.
I guess that's how you say it.
Yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, so yes, those. Well, let's see. Mark Traphagen was talking about the whole Google Plus is dying thing from TechCrunch, obviously, Steve. So we never did get around. I never did nail him down with the whole author rank thing, but and then of course Josh was the guy who wrote that long-winded Google's morality post. So, and there you go, folks.
Morality.
Yeah, it was fun, man. So anyways, that's what we've been up to.
You like is either illegal, immoral, or fattening.
Well, anyone above me in the rankings must be a spammer, no?
Yep.
Gotta be. So let's see. And tomorrow we're doing the grumpy old shit. Still got a seat, Steve, if you want to play with us. And of course that'll be Ray Hoffman, Lauren Baker, Deborah Mistaller, Dan Thies, Todd Friesen, and Eamon Johns. Did I miss? I got it. See? Steve, I'm never doing show with that many guests again. I'm already like, oh, this should be weird trying to, three-ring circus with these people, Terry. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right. What's that, Steve?
I said your audio's struggling. You keep breaking up.
Well, that's good.
Don't mind me.
All right, Terry. So you came across this one.
Pardon me, Dave?
Still doing it, is it?
That's better. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what the dealio is.
Weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'll shut
There it
things
goes.
down. So I'll let you hammer it while I put on.
Which one's that, Dave?
Terry, got me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
No.
Yeah, I'm seeing the Dojo page.
No, dude, it's a search engine, man.
Google Plus. Yeah, that's a kind of interesting piece. I think there's some traction there. I thought it would be more like a boosted post on Facebook, but it's not. I think it's more about basically leveraging the audience you have on Google Plus off of Google Plus as well. So some more of that kind of like remarketing stuff. Interesting. I'll watch it for a while before I get into it. I think all these social metrics, in the end, you can't really measure traffic because better to take it strictly on ROI because the traffic, usually the metrics aren't that good. That's been my experience. Steve has more experience with it. I'll pass it off to him.
And Steve, have you looked at any of this G Plus post ads and stuff like that yet?
A little bit, but we're still in the process of burning down Facebook. So I don't know. As bad as the conversion metrics have gotten on some of these social sites, it's gotten tough. You've got to be really tight with your budgets and really tight with your targeting, and going through and trying to figure all this out for Google Plus at the moment isn't real high on the priority list.
So it's starting to look more like AdWords every day.
Yeah, I mean, our biggest thing has always been, okay, which one of the sites or what sites convert best on natural traffic, and for us, it's always been Facebook, so that's where we dump all our advertising. Google Plus, the conversion rates for that are down around I don't know, a Tumblr rating. They're in that level of, you got 20,000 people following you on Google Plus, and you get like 20 visits a month out of it. It's like, well, who cares? If you're actually participating on Google Plus and being active there, actually trying to do your sales on Google Plus, you have a better chance.
Yeah.
But trying to drive traffic out of Google Plus to your website can be a colossal pain in the ass.
I agree with you there, Stephen. Really? They call it a social network, but it's not. I don't care what anybody says. It was never intended to be. Other people made it a social network or labeled it as such. Not Google. I don't think that was ever their intention. It was a way to tag people's asses when they bought a phone. Period. That's what it's all about, folks. If you think otherwise, then all these consumers are buying phones, but they're not using Google Plus. So what the F is up with that? That's why it seems like a dead duck. I believe at some point it will work, and it's just starting. When they monetize, it'll work even more. That's what it's about. It's about a mobile monetization strategy.
My wife is one of those many people who has a Google Plus account because she has an Android phone.
Right.
She will never use her Gmail account for email. She will never use her Google Plus account. Her new phone, we just got her a new HTC, and it wanted her to tie her Google Plus account, so she went to tie it up, and it went ahead and synced it up with the one for our farm, which completely screwed up everything, kind of like what you guys had happen with YouTube and the Dojo stuff.
Yeah.
So, and she's like, well, now what do I do? I said, nothing. You're not going to use it anyway, so don't worry about it. But she was just trying to figure out how it all of a sudden assigned all these videos to her. She's like, why did it give me these? It's like, well, because Google's stupid sometimes. So, yeehaw.
Yeah.
Jerry, you're related to this?
Kind of,
is your name related to this?
What?
Oh, this one. Okay, yeah. No, you were just talking about Android and everything, so it almost seems so.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a nice segue. We can kind of talk about these two together. People, if this article that we're going to discuss now, when we had Edward DeBoer on the local show for Search Geeks Day, he talked about some of the stuff that they're alluding to in this, where they're now putting stuff, Bluetooth type stuff, in the stores. So guess what? They're going to tag people's asses in the stores now using this technology in the phone.
But that's been like the manna from heaven for marketing inside stores for a decade or more.
Yeah, but this is going to be all tied into their advertising network. That's what Google Plus is about, baby. That's what it's all about. You know, social network. Okay, you can call it that.
Yeah, that shit was fascinating, man.
Yeah, very.
Really interesting that Edward was showing us, man. That shit was crazy.
Yeah. What's even crazier, when you look at the people, what they're watching on our channel, no one's watching that stuff. It's like, can't spam with that, so why would I watch that? Fucking wise up. Sorry.
That's where the future-proofing comes.
Works for
But it's
me,
where the
man.
future-proofing
Wow.
comes.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, that's
That's,
the technology and stuff that they're working on and are using.
Poor Dave. His Canadian internet sucks.
I don't know if I can refresh this one.
yeah, really. I think Dave's reconnecting.
The hang
There we are.
down.
Yeah.
It's lucky.
Yeah, but that was really the big thing that they're talking about is the being able to locate your car in the parking lot. That's built right into the whatever is on the Android phone, Steve. That's going to give them the ability to know where you are, right?
They already know that anyway because all the phones have GPS in them.
Yeah, but you can opt out of that.
Yeah, but it turns itself back on all the time.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. I don't own a phone, so I don't know these intricacies.
Every time you do something that's location related, like check the weather, it'll fire up.
How are we now?
Where you are?
Better, Dave. It seems to
Is it
come.
working a little better, man?
Yeah. For
Yeah,
now.
it's Canadian country internet. Sorry, Steve, go ahead.
I was just saying, you check the weather, it fires up the GPS. You check anything, and it almost, because you got to remember, almost every app goes, "Can we check your location while we're doing this?" And you can obviously you're gonna be able to turn it off because all you have to do is shut off the GPS and the Bluetooth, and sometimes the Wi-Fi, because if the Wi-Fi has location enabled and you connect to that Wi-Fi, then it's going to know that you're within a certain radius. It won't tell you where your car is unless you're GPS enabled, because you're going to need something with a lot more finer detail.
So in other words, when people park their cars now, they're going to turn on that so that they can find their car in the parking lot, and then Google can tag their ass in every store they go into in the mall, unless they turn off their phone.
But, I don't have a problem with it. I want to be walking down the aisle and have my phone go beep. This thing that you like to buy all the time is on sale if you go in here and buy it now.
Anyway, it's, in the Q&A, gentlemen, Edward's actually watching. He was saying that allow end-to-end tracking from online ad to the store.
Mm-hmm.
The advantages, so yeah.
Right.
Let's see. Bill's here as usual. Good to see you, Bill. Bill's possibility of a time between Google remarketing and that makes sense. But Google now will end up being someday.
I don't. There are very few people left who think that it's scary to be tracked like this. There are a few, but for the most part, if I'm walking through the mall, which I never do anymore anyway, and my phone says, "Hey, go into this store and show them your phone because we just put a coupon on it for, 20% off a donut." Fuck yeah, I'm in there. Give me that donut.
Yeah, that works with text
and there's that
too, right?
Not as well.
That is.
Let's see. Michael Van Ketz is being cheeky. I'm not sure if he's being cheeky, but he says, "Do you guys actually do SEO or just social media now?" Wow. We're getting trolled.
Anti-SEO. I don't think you can separate the two anymore.
No, we're just your marketing, really.
We're audience seekers. If there's an audience, we want to fucking be there. Who doesn't? That's what it's about.
Mitch Bozeman made a comment on the G Plus stuff, saying that he finds it a great way to get stuff crawled and indexed, and that's a lot of what I use it for client-wise. Obviously for me, I have a crowd there because the SEOs are all there. So, but clients and stuff, yeah, you know, it's more, yeah, I've seen Terry, you've been doing stuff with your clients there. It's more of an indexation thing, right?
Indexation and
building
personalization.
and building topical relevance around the entity and shit like that.
Yes, topical relevance is,
Yeah.
I'm still studying that, but I'm leaning towards that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I got to get more data, you know. I got to have that fucking proof, man, or it means nothing.
All right, and what else do we have? Let's see. Johnny is here. Hi, Johnny, as always. Thank you. And he's looking for the best backlink tool, which does
not cost $500 a month.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends what you mean by a backlink tool, Johnny.
What's he looking for?
That's it. I'm not sure. See, me a backlink tool at this point is stuff that sorts frickin' directories and other crap links. You know, so.
It's usually called a cleanup tool.
Yeah.
Oh, is that on the Q&A, Dave?
Yeah, there's a bunch, so I'm just trying to get through them all.
Okay, I'm opening that up too, so.
I just covered the other ones, but yeah. All right, I think we're done. We cleaned up the Q&A, boys. Send more if you got them. Look, guys, we're doing a, what do they call it, AMA?
Hey, Dave, as far as the backlink tool, Majestic SEO is only $50 a month.
Yeah.
Well worth the dough. Yeah.
Again, I'm not sure what Johnny's looking for, so it's hard to advise him on that. But yeah, Majestic for sure. It's $50. Mm.
I think he's looking at you know, a guy that I think everyone should piss on his head. Yeah.
What was it last week? What was that? That was on.
The whole industry should line him up and piss on him, and I still believe so. And we'll continue to say so until it happens.
There you go. All right. Are we done? We got all these?
For now.
All right. All right, where to? What else is in the news? Well, I don't know if it's really a news show, is it, boys? We just sort of shit on stuff. I guess really quick, Terry, the new intro videos at YouTube. Steve, you still working with video and stuff? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. You're yeah, okay. So this is kind of cool, Steve, but it sucks because I was waiting for something like this for a while because, you know what I mean, I'm always having to pull our videos or Hangouts off of YouTube, do post-production, adding intro and an outro, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, oh wow, this is going to be awesome, right? It was like, no, you got was it 2 seconds?
Yeah, 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
It can't be an ad. I think you could probably add in annotations for the subscribe and whatnot.
Yeah, well, I can do that anyways on the video, so that doesn't matter.
That's what I mean. Like,
you know, 3 seconds is not enough time to do shit with, man.
Yeah. I think if you just wanted to have, say, for instance, a moving logo or some kind of symbol.
Well, that's what you'd have to do. A flourish, as they call them a flourish in the After Effects world. Yeah, basically that's all you'd have. It's time for a little quick effect, your logo, and then start it. So, not really ideal, especially when we've got 3 different things we're producing between chats, geeks, and regs. You know what I mean? I got 3 different intros, and it's like, so I was excited for about a moment. Didn't last. But for those who are interested, yeah, it's there, and you can add it to certain videos, all your videos, etc., etc. So, and also, I guess new in the last week and a half was Steve. You've been in the analytics. You can they have playlist analytics now.
Yay!
you fucking there. Well, I thought it was pretty neat because I like it over there. So.
Yeah, it is. I just I don't know.
YouTube is depressing, isn't it, Steve?
It's a day. It's $1 short, about 4 years late. You know.
Yeah.
It's like, here, let's give you this one piece of data that we've never given you before because we didn't want to, and we're going to take away these 6. I want the data.
Okay, so anyways, Michael says he wasn't being cheeky. It's just that everyone seems to be talking about content, nothing else SEO-wise. Yeah, again, I think I'll go back with the other guy said as far as all these things have to work together these days, but also, yeah, I'm always pissed off that nobody talks about on-site SEO, right, Terry? You know, it's like It's just all about links and off-site shit. Other than content, that's on-site, I get. But you know what I mean, Steve? Like the technical shit, how to set up CMSs and maximize crawls and fucking link
navigation
internally and all that.
Structure, all that.
Or God forbid usability.
Yeah.
People aren't known to link to things they thought were a good experience, are they? Oh wait, they are. So yeah,
most of them, only know certain. They only know how to buy. Or, excuse me. They only know how to build links. Hammer and nails situation as usual.
I just think it's funny because lately I've been hearing a lot of people say, "Well, we need this content up on our website, but we don't want anybody to be able to find it." It's like, what?
Okay, so Michael went on to say that what he's looking for is, besides really great content spread by social media, what are you also using, as long as you're not selling plastic sliding doors, what are you using for SEO?
The thing is, right, on SEO, Google is using social signals, so they're not ranking factors per se, but they are signals, and Google is using them. Like the correlation tells you that. You can't. See, I think like most SEOs, they're looking for a fucking silver bullet that has never, ever existed. You got, a fake silver bullet with links, but even then, Google has proven that Google can give and it can take. If you don't think that at some point everything it gives you, it takes it away, you're not paying attention. Sorry, that's...
All we need now is the phone to ring, eh, Steve? Man,
I've been listening to my happy song before, Dave. So.
But yeah, I guess for me, Michael, first thing I ever talk to clients about is tightening down things on site as much as possible, because external equity, whatever form you want to call it, is harder to get, at least quality ones, than it used to be. So I want the site nailed down, that every bit of equity that is coming and squeezed in there, I want it squeezed back out again. You know what I mean? Architecturally, internal linking wise, avoiding tags, over indexation issues, canonical issues, fucking fix everything on the site, And I think local's big too, Terry. Like, there's an opportunity for people that are localized, I think, because it's a lot easier in those spaces. Man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Figuring out what is going on with your local traffic is more and more important for most. Yeah, I've heard of link wheels.
Another follow-up question there from Michael. Let me rephrase. Are you, despite not talking about, still doing stuff like directory submissions and blog comments?
I still comment on blogs, but I don't leave a link. Haven't left a link on a blog in probably since I met Dave, and Dave explained to me why you don't do it.
Anyways, I was never a fan of those myself. Directories, again, I think we've said it many times here that it's not the tactic, it's the use of the tactic or the overuse of the tactic. Right. You know what I mean? There are still directories that are worth getting into, and
just not in bulk and mass quantities like they used to be.
Yeah.
People were doing stuff like link wheels. What did I choose to do? I went after an audience on Tumblr, right? Which those guys were using that stuff, but they were using it in a way that it became. Remember when I first started using it, everyone said, what are you doing in that spam hole? Well, that's what I was doing, cultivating an audience that actually bought stuff.
And for on Michael's part, it's a valid question, because there are still an awful lot of people doing it, and the world has shifted slightly. The mass production stuff it really needs to be thought of a lot differently, because, like you said, Penguin's just killing it. So many of the websites are just utter garbage. You used to be able to find quite a few good directories to be in. That's not the case anymore. So, I understand why he's asking the question. I think we're about probably 2 years beyond that at this point.
When it comes to like local search, right? You have to use directories. There isn't much else. There's a few local blogs, but if you're trying to get local and localize your signals, you have to use those.
You want to kill it locally? Start yourself a local magazine blog. I know quite a few SEOs who have those for the city in which they participate in, or their best client participates in, where it becomes just a giant news aggregate site, and you load it full of feeds, but it's pulling enough information, enough news from enough different sources with some original content. They generate their own traffic and revenue on their own. And then you stick a link for your client at the top of it. It's like hitting a home run.
But what does that require, Steve? Oh, a little bit of thought, a little bit of content strategy.
A little bit of thought, a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. You can't fire up the latest version of
SEO nuke.
SEO nuke.
It's the same thing we said, Michael, back when we were covering all the guest blog stuff. That don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Just be picky about where you're putting things and how you're putting them and what you're doing. You're still be fine. I'm not going to go and write on Search Engine Land Watch or wherever else I want to write because I'm worried about Google. Fuck that.
It's all about location, okay? Location and traffic. If you're getting traffic from that website, Google knows you're getting traffic from that website, and they're not going to see that as a bad link, no matter what you think, because they know it sends traffic. You're not there to manipulate the rankings. Like, they understand you have to promote your website. You don't have to do it, publishing 300-word articles that no one really reads, and they're only to manipulate the search engine. Sorry,
Why he's very apologetic today, Terry, Steve. What's going on?
I told you I was listening to my happy song, so I
Some of that death metal.
So some character named Andy Beard has a question.
Oh, Andy, nice to see
you. Who wants that one?
Oh, I would definitely. I've never actually. Let me rephrase this. In the past, we have paid to be in DMOZ. Some DMOZ editors don't want to believe that really happens, but it's true. The problem with getting into DMOZ now is you get scraped so heavily because so many people use their feed. And you want, that one DMOZ link turns into 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 really crappy directory links. Yeah, it's almost better off not being in there.
Dude, how long has PR Web been showing an iframe of people's homepages under their fucking release?
Forever.
Dude, Terry and I were looking at this client of his site the other day, and first thing I'm doing is searching a couple snippets off the homepage, and it's everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And finally, I figured out they put a press release on PR Web, and it of course shows a fucking iframe of their whole fucking site. And once it got scraped, it was just like everywhere.
Yeah.
Awesome.
At PR Web, we weren't on PR Web. We were on a smaller one. But Dave asked me, does PR Web have that? And I said,
okay, yeah. Well, I was researching something as well last week. I ran into it.
To compound the fact that it's on PR Web, then it distributes its, syndicates to 18,000 other sites. So, there's a reason that, you want to look closely at PR Web. I won't say anymore.
There you go, yeah. The views expressed on the SEO Dojo.
Yeah,
those of our guests. All right. Well, since Terry's in his happy place, let's go here. Yeah, this one, Terry.
You're gonna make me miserable now.
So I started reading this, and I didn't really check to see who wrote it. Yeah. And I got about halfway through, and I said, "Wait a minute here. I think maybe I'm gonna scroll back up." And I was like, "Holy shit, Danny, really?" I don't know, Steve. I think it's a little bad for him to be writing about this, to be honest, for Danny.
No, he does his full disclosure in there.
No, I understand that, dude.
No, he doesn't. full disclosure, is when Danny was on Search Engine Watch. He was on the board of Sempo as an advisor. So it's not like this is new. It's not like, he didn't even mention that, did he? And yet he's talking about Incisive Media's association with.
Come on, Steve. Steve, look at this. Okay, so he goes through this whole ripping of them, right? And then he says, look, bottom line, people should be able to go whenever it gives them good value. Those who find PubCon or MozCon, that's great. If Flixie is working for some, then da-da-da. But then he, goes right on to 2 paragraphs later, say, FYI, today's early bird deadline for Estimate Advance happening in Seattle. It's like, oh, man, really? It's like, come on, dude. That's hard.
Actually, I think Jonathan Allen and I have been talking. I think he's writing something up right now.
That's just a little hard, dude. I was
I think he was.
I wouldn't step in that. Like one of your columnists does something great. That's that's at first what I thought it was. That he, someone else there had written it, but.
Well, I think he was kind of taking a pretty high-handed. When he was doing a lot of the same stuff that he's talking about Incisive, and I'm pretty close to this, so it's hard to talk about it without disclosing things.
Wasn't there a shot at Sempo in there too?
Yeah, and that's what it's not the first time. He's taking pot shots at both, and the reason he's doing the stuff with Sempo is, I think he really wants to kill search engine strategies. That's my personal opinion. That's his right, but I go to search engine strategies. I do not go to SMX Toronto. And that's because they don't, let's say, it's not very good.
What do you think, Steve?
I think I don't care.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with his article. I get what it was.
Yeah.
And I don't do conferences anymore, so again, I'm still not caring.
Yeah.
They don't put money in my pocket. Not interested.
All right. So in other news, come on, don't jump around, bitch. In other news, Mr. Cutts was saying that links will become less valuable in the future. Did you guys know that?
No shit.
No, really, serious.
Penguin wasn't a wake up. Even more, Dave. Let's not just talk about links. What's more important is link text is becoming less and less important, even more so than the actual quantity of links and authority behind those. Let's, there was a short time there where you could search for click here, and Adobe was not number 1. That tells you right away that anchor text has slipped.
Well, yeah, I think they've rethought it seemingly. that it seemed like a good idea at the time, and not so much anymore. So I think there's a little less trust in it for sure.
Well, I think the links are. There's a thing actually, and we don't cover Bing much, but Bing is actually talking about dropping the links out of their algorithm. It's not really there that I can see now, but there you go. I should be ranking like crazy with the on-page stuff soon. But that would mean I get 5 or 10 more visitors. But how the fuck would I know? Because they've turned off the ability to fucking track the traffic from there, because it all comes in as fucking direct. Yeah, nice fucking move. I just fucked my analytics right up, Dave. All their traffic is now showing as direct. Like, that's how you tell brand fucking people coming into the site. Now they fucking diluted that. Bullshit.
You sure? Right. Steve? Links going away?
No.
Come on, man.
Not anytime soon. Yes, they'd like to get away from them, but he also just recently said that they tried it and it went horribly, horribly wrong. So.
Well, I think they saw that turning off link text is probably good. Turning off links entirely is not so good.
Yeah.
Because if you look at what's being really hit, right? They didn't say remove your links from news places. They didn't say remove your links from, well, I guess they did tell you to do that if you're penalized. But you get my thing. They're saying no, follow this stuff. So to me, that sends a different message in that they just don't want you manipulating the text. They can handle the links. They already know if they're counting links from sites or not.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know. They're kind of addicted to them, so yeah. Because again, you know, I think they have to think ahead, Terry, as well, in the sense that if we put more importance on this signal, what are the spammers going to do with it, etc. You know what I mean? Like, look at how many of these fucking link building companies right now are selling fucking social profiles and fucking social mentions. What are these guys, Steve? The one that I was writing about the other day on the Verve blog there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one supposed awesome company that had, Penguin and Panda Proof at the bottom, but that was literally the list of the services and their beefing up package, and got people who didn't read it. It's like directory submissions and all the crazy shit. And so they had a thing in there also called a blast or something like this, right? And so after I'd read it, I went to their Twitter page. Oh yeah. They had an automated system that was tweeting out, starting a blast for so-and-so. They were literally listing all their clients in tweets as they started the system out. And you look at their Twitter stream, it's starting blast for such-and-such, link to a site, starting a blast for, and they're all there, and I was like looking at it going, oh my god, you people are crazy. Not only are you doing dodgy shit, but let's just put it up on our Twitter and let Google know every fucking time we start a new one for a client. I was like, that was awesome. Good marketing.
That's just brilliant.
Being the spammers they are, they probably think.
Yeah, I'll pass you guys link in the green room later, but yeah, it was funny as hell, man. I was like, oh, are you kidding me? Wow. It's awesome. Oh, we got another one from Michael. No more links. No, I think we're 2 against and 1 for. Well, again, I don't think links ever go away. I think maybe how dominant they are, like Michael's saying. I think that's going to obviously, continue to erode. But are they ever going to get off of links totally? I doubt it. Doesn't make sense much to me.
One of the big things that Penguin does is license link guys.
Well, then, Larry Page has the algorithm named after him. I can't see him dumping it.
Yeah.
It's kind of page rank for a reason. I can't see the guy going, oh, fuck it. I don't believe in what I did.
We're going to call it Gypsy Rank from now on.
There you go. Or Penguin Rank. Or Author Rank. That'd be a good name. No, it's been done. So yeah. Again, Michael, I see them having broader signals, which they already are doing, but.
And you've got to remember that Google is transitioning. The internet is in a transitional period. From desktop to distributed,
and from text search to voice search.
Yeah.
The same thing there, right? So.
But it's always in transition. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah. That's what makes it interesting to work with. Is the fact that it's always a moving target. That's why you seek audiences, not links. Links are pretty narrow thing, but if you're doing audiences. When something's hot, you go there and try it for a while. If it works for your business, fine. If it doesn't, move on. Very simple. How long does it take to sign up to Foursquare? 10 minutes, maybe?
Not even that long.
There you go. I'm building a following on a lot of places, and all I did was make a profile and move along. I have a Foursquare account, don't even own a fucking phone.
Nice. You must be their target demographic.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, boys. It is really fucking slow news. Field free to ask us any
We're close, Dave. We only got 14 minutes.
Where's Rob? Rob was in the Dojo chat room, and I said because they were talking about some AMA that Ann Smarty was doing, and I said, well, you guys, we'll be on the air in half an hour. You guys can ask us anything. He was doing anything, but he chickened out apparently. All right. So Matt Gutt says Google may treat same subdirectories as unique. Well, this is a new one, eh, Steve?
That's like self-canonicalization. That's not a big deal. Like, that's like Google just saying, you guys are too fucking stupid to figure this out, so we'll just canonicalize all of it for you. Be fucking done with it.
Yeah.
Which they should have done years ago. You know, get people out of them fucking hit access, or, you know, if you're on Windows, you're literally fucked.
Yeah. So yes, apparently in most cases Google can figure it out, but occasionally they still screw it up. Sounds like attribution problems all over again, Terry.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there you go, folks. You've been educated today. That's all we got for the educational portion of the program. You know, watch for this shit just in case. Never trust Google is my thinking, you know what I mean, Steve? I double down on everything, man. Trying to get a page removed, fine. Block parameters, fucking page removal tool, block it in the fucking robot stacks. Fucking hit everything, man. Don't trust fucking
all
Google.
The boxes, eh, Dave?
That's it, man. Off. You can't trust Google to get it right, so fucking right, man. I'm always worried about that shit. So. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Fascinating news, I know. Shows you how exciting a week it was out there, folks.
Oh, and they're not doing it for sure. They may be doing it. It's a fucking state secret, you know.
Okay, I'm literally at the bottom of the barrel of the fucking things I collected this week.
Yeah, there's not a lot to talk about.
Dude, it was, I don't know if it was just me not being in the mood or just there's nothing going on out there, but...
You're jaded.
I know, dude. That's nothing, man. I don't know. The only reason I was picking on this fucking thing was because it had the word link building in the title.
Yeah. Why?
And look, there's nothing here, man. Develop strategies together, your ideas, timeline. Okay. Use current resources. Yeah, I figured that would be good. Use Google Plus to get indexed. Okay, thank you very much. All right, where's the link building? I'm waiting for it. Oh, hold on. Keywords across the board. Okay, so you need keywords. Okay. Oh, and look, as choose. Wow, that's awesome. That's current. All right. Start thinking like a person as well as a search engine. Okay, that's great. Wait a minute, it's done? What the fuck was it? I was like, what the fuck? Link building social media link strategies for small business. Well, I was like, wow, that's just fucking awesome, people. Fucking, that's got to be the most regurgitated 4 points in history, no, boys? I don't know. Well, yeah. Have keywords. Did you know you need some keywords there, Steve?
Oh, that keyword density is huge, Dave. You need your, LSI keywords, and your keyword density must be.
Apparently, you need resources to develop the content. Did not know that either.
Yeah, you need content to promote. Oh, geez. Do you? Oh, that's fine.
I don't even know how link building got in the title of this fucking thing. I was like, you fucking kidding me, people?
It's something people search on.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which, what kind of an SEO? You're driving traffic that when people get there, they talk about your article like this. Head, ass, don't belong here.
Yeah.
So, we'll drag a little humor out of the forums just to make you guys have a good.
Oh boy, Stevie's in the forums again.
Woo.
We got a blog post or a forum post from somebody who says my SEO stinks and I cannot afford a pro. What can I do if I can't afford an SEO pro?
Kiss your ass goodbye.
Well, the first thing I do is look at the bottom of his post and I see he has signature links. And one of those links goes to a website development company. So I click on the website development company, and one of the services they offer is
SEO.
You got it.
Right on. And that's why we have a reputation, bro.
Okay, now this is going to be horribly, horribly evil of me, and some people are going to say I'm being racist, and that's fine. You can think that if you want. But guess what country he's posting from?
Oh,
Nigeria.
Not quite.
Oh no, okay. India.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I don't think that's racist. It's just understanding the global nature of our business.
I don't,
See what I did there, man? Yeah.
I get so, and what's bad is this guy's getting work. People are hiring him.
That's the problem, Steve. I remember one time when you and I were on the forums together, like many years ago, and somebody had come in and I think it was what was the one Web Workshop, I think.
Yeah.
And someone came in asking about how to do, and they had really basic how to do SEO questions, and same thing. They had a fucking, they ran an SEO company or something, I think, at the time, and Steve and everyone was just like going, "Are you fucking kidding me? You just you're selling services and then coming here and asking us?"
Well, let's see some of the services they provide. Directory submissions,
oh boy.
article and video submissions.
Did they do cleanup? Yeah, we build it for you and then we clean it up.
That's right. Oh
Are
God.
they also offering a search engine submission? Come on, that was always my favorite.
Yeah. And,
Yeah,
I actually saw from a supposed digital media company selling likes on Facebook based on, how it's going to boost our SEO. Oh, Jesus, really? Have a look and tell me if those are indexable, will you? And while you're at it, fuck off.
But I've seen a lot of these lately, Steve. Again, that's part of why I went mental with the post. I understand the whole fucking Google side of things, but on the other side of things, I think a lot of the recovery work and things we're doing is because of shitty SEO. It's not just Google.
Because you don't get it, Dave.
I did the one guy I did a cleanup for recently, Steve. Thank God his company had given him all the spreadsheets and stuff. It was a company we made fun of last year about the link wheels and all their clients listed on their page. It was actually those guys who are now out of the index themselves. Anyways, but at least they kept records and stuff. So I had all the, it was, Google Plus profiles and just the lowest of the lowest, you know what I mean? It was all just mass production. It wasn't even close to even being a edge case or whatever, no edge case here, boys.
You go to SEO sites and you see the same packages that you saw 5 years ago. Those guys are still selling stuff that Google is saying, hey, this stuff is going to get you in trouble. You know what? Those kind of people really bother me because they're selling bad services. They're putting people's jobs in jeopardy. It's not right. It's why our reputation is the way it is. We need to stop this. We need to stop having the attitude that buyer beware. No. SEOs be aware of the fucking buyers. Make sure that they know that when they're talking to you, you're not BSing them when you tell them this stuff don't work. Prove it to them. Show them. Show them the stuff from Google. I mean, this is why they have to beat us around the head. This is why they can't just ignore bad links, because it doesn't stop. Like, being transparent has changed very little about actual implementation. What they talk about is different. I'm telling you, most of the people that are saying they've changed are still looking ways to scale the same way they did in the past.
Yeah, sadly I'd agree with that. I think there's lots of people who still just doing the same shit, Terry, just looking for new angles as opposed to just marketing and creating shit of value.
Hammer and fucking nail.
Because beyond Google, word of mouth is great business too. So, anyways, Michael's asking if anyone's removing links. I don't know what if you've got a manual penalty. We're probably looking at removing links. If you're worried about a penguin thing, I think we're just disavowing.
Yeah.
If you're not worried about either, and you know what I mean, then I wouldn't worry about removing.
I think a new service that SEOs really have to think about is really, we've said it for years, Dave, and there's always been these people who said, oh, we can't do that. If your person is building links and they will not give you a list of the links with access to the back end of those links so you can undo foolishness, if there's some done, then you need to look for another company. Because if they're doing it right, there's no reason not to show you those links. That is the industry continuing to bullshit consumers.
And what Terry's hold on, just for anyone, what Terry's talking about is a lot of times when we do these recon requests or whatever, dealing with forensic stuff, we'd ask, well, we hired this SEO company to build some links, this and that, and da-da-da. And so we'll ask, well, can we get the spreadsheet? And a lot of times, Terry was, nope, they didn't give us anything. Yeah, nothing. I was like, really?
No, they built the links. You only know because now your ass is fucking tagged.
Secret sauce. Can't show you. Secret sauce.
And that's exactly that's what it was, Steve.
If web designers can't say proprietary code, can't see it. When they pay you, they deserve to see them. That's the law. That's how things work. If you don't want to give it, then what good is it to someone? If they're already there, right? If they're already there, why would they care? Like, why do they, why hide it from them? Are they going to go start a competing business? Well, if you're dealing with SEOs, I see it. But I think if you're paying for something, you deserve to have a list so you can go and check to make sure that the links were actually done.
Depends on how much you're paying for it.
Yeah, no, I agree, Steve, and I know some software situations with the decompilers and stuff they give you so you can't get at the source code. Like, ask fucking Microsoft to give you the source code to Windows.
Yeah.
So
that's
there are situations I've seen it in like enterprise software and stuff like that, and like Steve said, and that's often the pricing model. If they're trying to compete on a price of $2,000, then you don't get to see the code. If you go for the $10,000 guy, he might give you the code so you can adapt it.
That's exactly
how it works. Yeah.
When we used to do a lot of software development years ago, we had a pricing structure that was based exactly like that. Versus, you get just the compiled code, you get the source code, and the license. You're the only one that owns it. There's a whole lot of different levels because people don't always want to pay what it really costs to develop something. And if you want me to not share it with your competitors, as a developed piece of software later.
And as a programmer, you've got libraries of your own little code snippets and things you've built over the years, and you're trying to get paid for that. So.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Steve, and you know what? Your service was commensurate with that, i.e. the pricing. But these guys that are charging thousands of dollars, right, you deserve to get a list of links. Agreed or not?
No, I don't agree. I agree that it's whatever the contract says.
Right. What he's saying, Steve, is that he says the provider's got the right to, and if that's in the contract that you don't get them, if you want that list, it's an extra $200 or whatever. Yep. They've got the right to do that. Again, it comes down to the consumer understanding the situation.
That's what I mean. They should be able to get it somehow because that is how they can protect their interests in case you didn't do a very good job. Which, Steve, I never had to worry about that. Steve was the best.
And it all comes back to asking the right questions, and that's why they should never do it themselves. They should hire one of us. End of story. PayPal addresses will be in the show notes.
That's the other thing, people. Look for someone to help you find an SEO. We've talked about it over and over. We can't expect you, but if you ask me, I'll help you find an SEO.
I have developed a system here. This is time for me to toot my own horn a little bit. When we do SEO, we always make the company assign one person to be our liaison, and we also train that person as we go about everything. Everything that we do, that person that we work directly with, we explain it to them, we train them, we do screen shares, we do everything necessary to make sure they fully understand everything being done and why it's done.
And I guess to your point, so people watching, listening now or later, A, that gives you a steady contact point, so you're not explaining things 4 or 5 times to different fucking people in the chain. And B, it gives you a bit of an advocate too. I find, you know what I mean, that person will fight for you in those meetings and stuff like that. You know.
Well, then the other thing is, I mean, for the most part, I don't want to have a customer for life. I want to give them the tools to move on.
I want to work myself out of a job, I always said, man.
The best SEOs, that's right, work themselves out of a job.
And it's nice because, I mean, we just picked up another client here just a couple months ago that I haven't talked to in 4 or 5 years. And, you know, finally they picked up the phone and called and said, hey, we're starting to slip. We don't understand why. Can we hire you back for 6 months or 8 months or whatever it takes to get us back on the right path? And I'm working with the same person I worked with 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm explaining to them all the things that they didn't keep up on. And they're like, well, you know, I really don't have time. It's like, well, I understand that, but if you were going to do this, you have to make the time, and your boss has to make it a priority to allow you to have the time.
Right.
Your boss can't expect you to pick up what I do full time and pick it up on your spare time. It's just not the way it works. So it's kind of nice because we can have that level of education, and it makes it a lot more interesting, it's easier to work with a client if the client's well educated.
Yeah. Oh no, nothing kills me more than frustration. That's why I've always kind of, to a degree, enjoyed consulting for, you know, in-house teams or agencies. At least I'm not having to teach. Well, you are to a degree, but not the same level of education that you have with.
Well, they don't. They tend to not follow up every email with. But I saw this on a website where they're doing it for $10, and like they already know. They've learned enough to know what warning signs to look at.
And for my part, I think you just reminded me. I have to create a form letter so that I can just send to those.
Okay. That's the formula that I think Dan and Leslie use as well.
Michael's also wants to know our thoughts on the disavow file and what, if any, effects it has. I'll go last.
It works.
Yep.
Is it the only way you're going to recover? Probably not, but I would use it to, you know, keep an eye on your links. Look at the thing that really has to be digested is Google has a lot of links. They don't give them to you all at once. They sample them. You need to have that. You need to be keeping track of that now, and you need to be monitoring the links that they're finding because, look at one of the things that I didn't really care for that was mentioned in a video was that Matt kind of, when he was talking to Mr. Bashinsky, said that Penguin hasn't run. This is what was kind of suggested, that Penguin wasn't being run because of negative SEO. It's so bad out there.
Yeah, okay, but hold on. And this fucking thing's been floating around this week, and so I've been stomping on this particular fucking fire on a few levels.
I'm surprised we didn't address this sooner.
Sorry, yeah. No, I didn't even think. I've been trying not to give Josh, God love him, any more fucking
it's
FaceTime.
not...
So we gave him some FaceTime, he had his time. But yeah, again, you got to remember, this is the guy who said, Matt said that Google purposely disenfranchises businesses. So when he was pressed on that, he said, well, I'm paraphrasing, or that, you know, it wasn't exactly...
Well, you can tell he's got a site. He's got some major...
Oh, yeah, no, I know that turned out to be, Steve. This was in the Friday show. It turned out to be that because Google is crushing black hatters, they are small business people, and he's putting black hatters out of business, so that's why he said they're disenfranchising small businesses. Because apparently black hatters are going out of business.
Okay.
Confused. But anyways.
Well, the problem is there are non-black hatters going out of business as well.
Well, no, you and I know, yeah, we have a, yeah. I don't know.
They may have hired black hatters or done...
Anyway, so...
Follow, stop that without...
If Matt actually said that or not, I'd be leery of it.
You know, where I come from, you don't... When you have a private conversation with someone, it's usually not a good idea to share it the way he has.
Where we come from, when you have a private conversation with someone, you record it and then distribute it to the news services in an effort to have their basketball team removed.
Oh my, Steve. Okay. Oh boy,
That's the way. That's the way it is down here. Down here, there is no private. Somebody is going to record you, and if you say something juicy, they will use it to burn you. It's just the way it is.
Well, it wasn't even recorded. He's just saying this is like, and Matt hasn't, to his credit, he hasn't said anything whether that was said or not.
Right.
Which, to some degree, I don't think he wants to credit it by even.
Where do you send in those questions for his videos? I'm gonna go ask that one. I should be able to get it through, and I'll send a link over to him.
Yeah.
The Gypsy from somewhere in Canada writes, "Is negative SEO becoming more of a problem for Google?"
According to Josh, you and him had a conversation, and this is.
Yeah.
According to Josh, and point to the video. Yeah.
Yeah, man, there you go.
If you'll comment on that.
Well, unless anyone's got anything else, a lot of thanks to everyone. Bill, thanks for dropping it in and asking questions. Who else do we have? We had Edward, Michael. Who did we miss? Anyone else had questions, or was a few other out there? Johnny Bass. That's right, Johnny. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Because it was a slow fucking news week, so we needed you, boys.
Yeah, thanks for the question.
Yeah, we needed y'all, man. So thank you for pulling us
your
through.
friends and family, we're on every Tuesday.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Join us every Wednesday, 1:00 p.m. Eastern. All right. So we got anything else? Are we done? Are we done? Hey, can I hit the button here? Come on.
Done like dinner.
All right,
Go
boys.
make lots of money.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Gentlemen, see you next week.
Yep, go make lots of money. Build them and disavow 'em.